friend. Meanwhile,
Yes.
the power grid, a lot of fears about whether it can hold up under all these temperatures staying down. Heritage Energy and Environment Research Manager Nick Loris. Nick, what do you think? It's been a concern of yours for a while. What about now?
Yeah, I think there's always opportunities to enhance the resiliency and the reliability of the grid. But if you talk to the power producers of the area, they're confident that they have enough supply to get through this cold spell. The one real issue with regard to this weekend is really the wind. That's been the problem with the transmission line. So it's not been at the actual power plant themselves, but the wind knocking out transmission lines is what's causing any amount of power outages in the Northeast.
Nick, I understand, like in the summer during a heat wave, and they have these brownouts and stage brownouts, blackouts, et cetera. What do they do the inverse of that with really cold weather when everyone is heating up their homes, some higher than normal? What do they do?
A big part of it is fuel switching. So if you look at a place like New York, for instance, a lot of the power plants can run on both natural gas and oil. And because of the huge increase in demand for natural gas for both heating and electricity, they'll fuel switch to oil. So they have these excess reserve supplies to actually help meet that exorbitant price spike and try and tamp that down in respect to make sure that we can keep the lights on, we can keep the heat coming, but also make sure that prices aren't skyrocketing through the roof.
Yeah, lately they've been coming back a bit. By lately, I mean today. But again, year to date, they're at much higher levels, multi-year levels for, heating oil, even other affected commodities. Do you expect that to calm down?
A little bit, yes, because some of the notice of the cold spell will be over soon. Some of the contracts are long-term, so they're already locked in. What could really help, though, is more infrastructure, especially in the Northeast. They've been so anti-pipeline that if we had more natural gas pipelines coming up to the Northeast, they wouldn't be so reliant on home heating oil. There would be a diverse choice for energy supplies for both electricity and heat, and therefore you would have less price impacts when you go through cold spells like this.
All right, thank you very much, Nick. Stay warm yourself. You're joining us from Heritage out of D.C. All right, the